What's up, guys? This is Joe and Nania sitting here in my fishing office, and what I want to teach you guys about today is my exact jerkbait setup. This time of year, it's winter, it's spring, it's kind of a mix of both, and the jerkbait is such a great way to catch them. But jerkbaits don't just work in the spring, jerkbaits work all year long, and they're great baits for catching numbers of fish, but jerkbaits catch big ones too, and I really do believe that the reason a jerkbait catches so many fish and big ones is because it's so erratic. That darting action, that twitching and pausing and hovering, that erratic action can fool the smartest fish in the lake, in my opinion. So jerkbaits, if you don't have a good jerkbait setup, you need to get one, and you need to get the right one, because it's a very, very specific technique where you've got to have the right rod, the right reel, the right line, and the right bait to get bit on it consistently. And to also make it easier on your body, because jerkbait fishing is a workout. You can really get some sore wrists out there jerkbait fishing. So I'm going to jump right into it. This right here is a TFO Tactical Elite Bass, and it's a 7-foot medium. It has a fast tip on it, which is important for being able to, really crack that bait and work that bait, but it is a moderate action rod, technically. So it does have some good flex, and the rod really does like to load up. When you set the hook on them, it's not like a broomstick, and the rod really loads up perfectly. This rod, I've fished with a lot of different jerkbait rods, and this one right here just has the very, very best feel to me. I can really snap that rod tip downward and make that bait dart and make that bait get deep. And it's also not so short like a 6-6 rod or something where you can't get a long cast, because another one of the biggest keys to jerkbait fishing is making a super long cast and getting that jerkbait way out there, because the farther you throw it, the deeper the bait's going to go. And when you're jerkbait fishing, the whole key is just getting the bait in the strike zone. So if you're fishing somewhere that's 2 feet deep, you probably don't need to throw it quite so far, and sometimes I'll snap it with an up jerk. But if you're trying to get the bait down to that 10-foot zone where it can call those fish up from a little bit deeper, you got to make a long cast with it. So that 7-foot medium is perfect for me, and the reel I like to throw it on is an 8-3-1 Johnny Morris Platinum Signature Series reel, bait casting reel, obviously, and that reel right there casts a mile. I've got a ton of these Johnny Morris Platinum Signatures, and I've been using them now for 2 years. And that is just the best, furthest casting, smoothest reel I've ever thrown. Now the line is very important. There's 2 different line sizes I use. One of them is for more open water, clear water, fishing a jerkbait really deep. And sometimes I'll throw a deeper model of jerkbait. But for the shallow stuff, I like to throw 12-pound test. And that's kind of my all-around go-to. 90% of the time, if I'm throwing a jerkbait, I'm throwing it on 12-pound Vicious Pro Elite Fluorocarbon. That 12-pound allows the bait to get down there good, but I also don't have to worry about, retying too much and getting my line frayed. Sometimes that hook will get, caught up on the line. The jerkbait will get a little tangled with itself. And having that 12-pound just gives me a little more peace of mind that I'm not going to break off a big one when he eats it at the boat or something like that. I also like to keep my drag backed off when I'm jerkbait fishing, so when they eat it, they can strip a little bit of line. And my very, very favorite jerkbait to throw is the Sense Provoke 106X. That's the WABI color, or WABI, whatever you call it. But that right there is just a nasty, nasty color. It's got that beautiful, kind of shiny side on it, just a little bit pasty, and it really stands out good in the water and has good flash to it. And it's got a nice natural back, kind of a purple fade. And then it's got the chartreuse belly. And spotted bass and smallmouth and largemouth love a little bit of chartreuse. So if you guys go out and get the right jerkbait set up and fish that bait around the fish, which for me is normally going to be around points, shallow flat points, spawning flats, things like that. But I've caught them in every single situation on a jerkbait. As long as you can get the bait in front of them and twitch the bait properly with a snap, snap, pause, and twitching that bait on slack line. You always want to pop it on slack line where you can bounce that slack back into it and let the bait come to a nice hover pause when you stop it. So vary your retrieve with it and put the jerkbait in front of fish, and you're going to catch a lot of bass ripping this baby around all year long. I hope this information helps, and I'll see you guys out on the water.